Hello?
Hello, hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you doing, good sir?
Doing good. Watching a little Cubs Indians action.
And how is that going?
Top of the second, guy on second base. 2-2. 1-2 in this count. A
Mm.
lot of twos.
The prodigal Cubs. They're gonna break the curse of the goat.
No, don't say that yet.
I think I saw the thing where was it Back to the Future is coming true. Nike's built the shoes that lace themselves and the Cubs are gonna win the World Series.
The Cubs just missed it by 1 year. Last year was the money year to make that show, right?
I know, right? We were so close. So
I saw it, yeah. I saw a thing earlier where a guy in his high school yearbook in like 92 or 93, his senior quote was, "The Cubs will win the World Series in 2016.
Huh.
And his buddy went to the media with the yearbook and showed him. So that'd be pretty wild if that happens.
That would be yeah.
That'd be an epic senior quote.
Yeah. Totally called it. Told you guys.
Yeah, like 20 years ago.
I haven't watched a single game, to be honest. I've been following some of it on Twitter, but I haven't sat down and watched a game.
I don't watch a lot of baseball. I usually watch the last 2 rounds, and that's about it.
I watched some baseball this year. It's actually one of my favorite sports to watch because I guess I don't have a favorite baseball team. So I can just kind of watch it, and I don't really care who wins and who loses. It's just fun to watch the sport.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how I am. I mean, I don't really care who wins or loses. Cheer for the underdog, I guess. That's usually how I do sports that I don't really know about.
At this point, you kind of want to see the Cubs win, though, because, give them a break.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah. Poor guys.
It's been a while for Cleveland, though, too. And how about Cleveland taking the sports world? If the Browns just did better, they'd be looking pretty solid.
Send LeBron James over to the Indians. Maybe he can do like Bo Jackson, just play for all 3 teams.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Triple sport it. And then play golf on the weekends on Saturday. All right.
Well, let's see. Do we have any follow-up from last episode? Oh, yeah. Well, you're not listening to this show live, so we do have a little bit of follow-up. We've had to delay our live streaming plans until episode 7 in November.
Busy lives.
Busy lives and lack of time for me to get the preliminary stuff set up. So
it's fine. It'll happen when it happens.
Exactly. While you're enjoying this on your podcast platform of choice, look forward to next month. Allegedly, we'll be live.
A New Year's Eve spectacular.
Yeah. The Tabletop Life New Year's Eve spectacular live.
2 people.
Woo! Yeah, that'll be fun.
Oh man. Yeah, we'll get it figured out.
Oh yeah. More time. Like you said though, it's just been crazy busy here the past few weeks. I don't think I've ever worked so much in my life. The perfect storm of stuff just hit all at once.
Yeah. It'll happen. And then you gotta do it at night when you get home too. You don't ever get a break from it.
I don't. Well, when I sleep, that's about it.
Yeah.
And it was on both ends. I had stuff at my day job. We had a bunch of big customers, brought in a bunch of big jobs, and I was working overtime there, and then coming home and had big customer jobs here, and no rest for the weary.
I pre-ordered Skyrim
for your Nintendo Switch.
No, I got it for the PS4. The Nintendo Switch does look cool though.
I think it looks so stupid.
Do you?
I just want Nintendo to make a stupid box with a regular controller and just make good games.
Well, this one does have a regular controller. There's multiple controller choices.
Yeah, but...
And you can just dock it to your TV and never move it. That's probably what I'll do.
The problem with that is, though, that thing is so underpowered, it's not going to get any games. It's going to be like a Game Boy with a wireless controller. It runs off like I don't know how technical you look into all this stuff, but it runs off like an NVIDIA Tegra processor. So, like, my iPad is already faster than the Nintendo Switch will ever be. And my iPad's over a year old. This thing's not even out yet. like right at a year old. Like, I know Nintendo's not cutting edge, but I thought maybe they'd get a little bit closer to like Xbox 360 than
Yeah.
the original Xbox. That's the
Well,
thing.
they're starting to come along.
I just they're going to go out of business before they figure it out. Like, they're really, really good at making games. Like
Yeah.
Zelda, Mario, Mario Kart. I would love to play those games, but it's like they can't. They have to have some stupid gimmick for everything they make, and they've ruined I don't know how many systems now because of that. I would go out on a limb and say Nintendo has not made a good system since the N64.
Let's say GameCube. The GameCube was good.
The GameCube was like the start of the decline downhill. Why they made that stupid C stick with nothing on top to use your thumb?
The one analog that was easily accessible, though, was really nice.
It was, but if they would just put that little cap on the C stick and had made it dual analog, that'd have been great. But just like with the GameCube, they used those stupid little DVD or little discs. They weren't
Yeah.
DVDs, so couldn't play DVD movies, and they couldn't fit as much content on there, so they didn't get any third-party ports. If they would just make a game system that had a decent, graphics card in it, that had, a 500 gig hard drive in it, that had internet connectivity, and had a regular wireless controller without a screen or a switch or a pull-apart thing or a screen in the middle, and just make good games, they would be rich.
Or maybe just go making games entirely.
Actually, that's kind of what I'm hoping. Like, I'm hoping the Switch just bombs, and they have to go make games just like basically pull a Sega. Because I would love to play Nintendo games again, but
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome on these other systems.
I just can't bring myself to pay the money for a console that sucks besides playing their games. And even like the Wii U, like I could never play a game with that tablet thing in the middle of it. It's frustrating. Like, I want to give them money. I want to play their games. And it's like they go out of their way to ruin it so that you don't want to play their games. It's the worst business logic I've ever seen in my life.
They enjoy being difficult.
They do. They are very obtuse. They consistently talk me out of giving them money.
That's probably what they talk about in the board meetings. Like, what can we do to ruin Matt's day?
Matt wants to give us money. What can we do to make him not?
Let's brainstorm here, people.
Yep, we can do this.
But I am excited for Skyrim to come out in updated graphics. It's already such an amazing game. I really enjoyed Skyrim a lot.
I never finished it. It was really fun, but I always got into Fallout more than I did Skyrim.
Yeah,
Even though
I enjoyed the old Fallouts, and then the newer one was. I mean, it's really good. I've played the new one a ton, but it's taken out that RPG factor where you're building the character, and that's what I enjoy about the old Fallouts and Skyrim. That building your character up. That's what I enjoy doing.
Yeah, I mean, I just like exploring. Kind of like what you were talking about, I think, in a previous episode. Like, it's so cool just discover all the random little places. And I always inevitably walk into the part, though, where the enemies are like 20 levels above me and I can't run away fast enough.
Yeah.
That is,
and then you'd forgotten to save for 30 minutes.
Yeah, you're just so like sucked into it. Yeah.
And then it reloads and you're so far ago, and then you just turn the game off like I'm dead for the night.
Yeah. I've done that many a time. I have been playing some Destiny lately. I picked up the Rise of Iron.
I have never played Destiny in my life.
I was always a big Halo fan, though. It's by the same guys who did Halo. Bungie.
Is it?
Yeah. As far as the shooting game goes, I mean, it's got great mechanics. It's kind of got that MMO like, grinding for loot and gear and all that stuff. And it just lacks content is the only thing. Like, they just can't keep it updated enough with enough content. People burn through it.
I'm sure it'd be a lot of fun.
It's not bad.
I'll probably get into it as they're starting to take the servers down.
It's, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a 10-year thing they've signed up for. They're going to make like new games and expansions for like 10 years. Like something every year for 10 years. And then that's the whole story.
Well, that should be pretty good then.
Yeah, like it's like the longer you wait, the better it gets, because like now you can pick up everything for like $60. And that's the original game, which was $60. The first expansions, 2 expansions, which were $35. The next expansion, which was $40, and the newest expansion, which was $30.
Wow.
You get it all for $60.
Well, just wait like 3 more years and then get all that for $60.
That's the thing. As long as the longer you can wait, the better. And you get more stuff to do when you first get it.
So I mean, I guess what do you actually do? Is it not like a shooter?
It is a shooter, yeah. Imagine like the Halo style. It's a little more. It's got some more variety. There's like 3 different types of characters. But it's a first-person shooter. But you've got you level up like you would in Fallout. You gain experience, and you can equip different guns and gear on your characters, and they change your stats. And people have different builds for different types of enemies they're fighting, and there's different factions of enemies, different planets to go, do your missions and stuff on. There's raids, which are like 6-player, like super missions.
I always see stuff about raids on social media.
Yeah, that's like the big thing.
Is it?
Which is ironically one of my least favorite parts, because it's
Really
still increasingly difficult to find 6 people at the same time who want to go,
Oh yeah.
I suppose if I was more of a, a gamer, like a full-time gamer like some people. But when most of your friends are married and have kids and, significant others, and well, it's hard to gather 6 people at once to sit down and play a 2-hour, or 3-hour story or level.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Yeah.
Real tough.
I can barely find an hour to play, by myself, just some
Yeah.
story missions. When you can do it, it's really cool, but it's hard to get everybody together.
Can you not just join random people in a matchmaking?
Not for raid. There's no matchmaking for raid.
Is there not?
Yeah. Which is like the biggest complaint I think they have is, why is there no matchmaking for raid?
That'll happen at year 10.
Yeah. You're 9 and they'll throw us a bone and you're 9.5. We're like, oh, here.
Here you go. We should have done this a long time ago.
Yeah. This would have been great in year 2.
It's what you've always wanted.
People would just burn down Bungie headquarters by that point.
Did you see the trailer for Red Dead 2?
I did. Actually,
Looks really good.
Yeah, I might pick up try to find the first one and play it. I never did. But now that I've been watching Westworld, I've got this cowboy
Oh
fascination.
yeah, I bet. I bet you're really into it.
Yeah, so now
They're really really good game. It's Grand Theft Auto in the Wild West.
Speaking of Grand Theft Auto, I saw the most hilarious thing the other day. Someone made a mod for Grand Theft Auto 5, I guess on PC, and I've never played Grand Theft Auto 5 for full disclosure, but I've played Grand Theft Auto 4 all the way through, so I get the gist of how the game plays. But it changed the skin for the hand grenade or bomb or something to be a Samsung Galaxy phone. So there was this guy who was just sitting there. It's like he had a cell phone in his hand. He would throw it, and boom, trucks would blow up.
I'm sure that's pissed off some people.
Yeah, I think Samsung was sending cease and desist letters to everybody who was posting videos of it. And
I can only imagine.
Yeah, can't take a joke.
Yeah, or just don't make a phone that's gonna explode.
Yeah, that would be the key. Don't do it in the first place.
There's an easy way to fix this problem.
Strangely enough, no one made this mod beforehand.
If only our phones didn't blow up.
You almost want to feel bad for them.
Almost. I'm even on the Samsung side, and I don't even feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Well, you want to talk about Sushi Go?
I think we should. So, this week, this episode 6, I'm going to get it right this time. We're talking about Sushi Go Party, which is published by Gamewright. We were lucky enough to get to play Sushi Go Party at Gen Con this year, and I pretty much instantly fell in love with it.
Well, you pretty much instantly bought it.
And instantly bought it. But it was really, it's super simple, but this is one of those games I can imagine playing for years and years and years and never getting sick of it. Do you want to dive in? Just I guess give us a quick rundown of the basics.
Yeah. Well, first I'll start and say that me and you have never played the original,
Oh yeah, true. This is the expanded version
so
of.
we really don't know how to compare it to the original. So we're just going to explain it for what it is, for what we know it as.
My understanding is that the original, like the board itself, is set. Like there is, like on Sushi Go Party, you have 8, I believe, slots
Yes.
where you can swap out, and 7
There's
of
one
the yeah,
nigiri, there's one rolls, 2 special, 3 appetizers, and a dessert.
and 7 of those 8 slots are available for you to swap out whatever cards you like to kind of make your own custom menu, and we'll get more on that later. If my understanding is correct, and correct me on Twitter if I'm wrong or write in, but the original Sushi Go, there there is no swapping out. Like there is just a board. Their tiles are in the board. There's no card, to swap out. So replayability is a big factor in Sushi Go Party.
It looks like it has 3 rolls, um, maybe 10 appetizers, 8 appetizers, 3 desserts, and 8 specials. So there's quite a bit of different types of card to swap out. Keeps it fresh.
Yeah, that's why the thing about Sushi Go Party is that the game is not, like recent games we've played, like Stone Age, for example, is very in depth, and there's a lot to it and a lot of strategy, and you're planning ahead several rounds. Sushi Go Party is only 3 rounds, so it's so fast. You don't have there's the I guess I don't want to say it's not a deep game, but it's really not. Like it's a very just fun, quick paced game, and you don't have to stress about it too much about a long term strategy because the game's just over. You can start another one.
Yep. So the way the game works is you create your menu, and there's preset menus in the instructions, or you can create your own just even at random and draw these out. And then I believe we usually play like 4 people, I think 4 or 5 people, and I think you get a different amount of cards depending on who's playing. And I think we usually play with 8 cards, and each person gets a set number of cards. You pick one, you lay it in front of you, everybody flips over at the same time, and then you pass the cards that are remaining in your hand to the person on your left. And that goes around until all the cards are out, and then you add up the points that you've laid that have been on the cards, and then that's the end of a round. You do that 3 times and the game's over. Highest score wins.
So there is some strategy in, like you're going to see multiple hands come around and try to keep track of. And I wouldn't say keep track of because it's so hard to remember which hand is coming up. We try to have a vague idea, I guess, because some of the menu items have like one will be to get 1, 2, but not 3 or more of an item.
Correct. So, like, if one of the cards was just a certain item, you'd lay it down. And if you laid that down twice, then you'd get the points that was stated on your card. If you would happen to lay down a third one, or even get stuck with a third one at the end of the game because someone passes you that card, then you might lose points even.
Yeah. And then some cards, you have to have so many to qualify for points at all. And there are other cards where you have to be the first person to have so many. So there's so many variations on how you score points that it keeps it fresh.
And all of our games are usually pretty close, too.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I think my favorite part about Sushi Go Party is it's so easy to get into.
It is.
I mean, you can literally sit down and in 5 minutes you've got it. There's not a lot of convoluted strategy and rules. I mean, the rules are very simple. The ones that you're not going to remember right off the bat are written on the cards. You don't have to even memorize them.
There are some of the special cards that we had to double check back in rules to make sure we really understood how they work. It took us a couple playthroughs probably before we were really smooth. It was very easy to pick up most of the game, but there are some of the special adjustments and some of the desserts that did add some confusion for us.
Yeah, but a lot of that though is when you're playing the more advanced recipes or doing your own.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
If you, I mean, it
yeah,
gives you a basic game to start with that you can jump right into,
yeah,
which is the one we actually played at Gen Con, and we figured it out in 5 minutes.
yeah. But I said like one of my favorite things is just about it's so easy to get into. There is strategy, but you're not taxing yourself. Like you can really just sit around with your friends, have some drinks, laugh. You can carry on other conversations while you're playing, and then it's so fast you just move through it, and a round's over, a round's over, a round's over. You got a winner, and you shuffle the cards and do it again. You got mix up a new recipe, and you've got a fresh new game. You can tear through games so fast.
You can easily play 3 games an hour.
Yeah,
I mean, it's even a good game if you're gonna have a long game night and you just wanted to bounce a game to play between games. Even
yeah, kind of
it's
break it
that
up.
it's that quick.
It's a very like a palate cleanser. It's so
It is,
and it just takes you out of that like deep strategizing for a couple hours type of game.
and for the price, I mean, it's a good game for the price. I
I
think you only gave $20 for it, and we've got hours of game time out of it already.
Yeah, and it's available on Amazon right now, 19.99.
Yeah,
So we'll put a link in the show notes.
well worth the $20.
Oh yeah, they say 30 minutes a game, but I think that's being if you're if you had you can have up to 8 players. So if you had 8 players, I could see it. But
And
I
I
think
even think that
you do it
probably younger
less.
kids could probably play this. What
Oh
what
yeah,
are the age limits on it? Do you see?
8 and up.
Yeah,
So I think that's very reasonable.
definitely. You could probably even go a little bit younger than that, honestly. It might take him a couple games to get the hang of it. But all in all, a very good game. I was glad
Yeah.
you picked it up. We've had a lot of fun with it.
Oh yeah, it's and I love the like X-wing and Stone Age and Ticket to Ride, but Sushi Go Party is a different type of game, and it's one of my favorite ones we've played so far. Definitely.
Yeah, well, I think this is the last or the first like deck building game almost where you're going around and choosing out of cards and choosing. We don't have any other game types like that, so it's really been a pretty enjoyable game.
I would be interested to try like an 8-player game and see how crazy it gets.
Yeah. Well, even last time we played it, we had like what 6 or 7, and it was quite a bit different than when you're playing in a small group, especially on some of the cards where you're trying to get the most of something or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's very difficult.
Very difficult.
It's just such a unique idea to to pass your hand. So you got to sit there and really strategize. Like, what of all the cards in my hand, what does me the best or what the most good right now? Because you can't guarantee like by the time that you pass your hand and it gets all the way back around to you that something's still going to be there.
Exactly.
So it adds a major sense of urgency to the game. I think like Ticket to Ride, which is another game I love, but at least I as a player, I sit there and I think, okay, I can do this right now, but where does it get me? Like in 10 minutes from now, I want to go be there. So this is a step on the way. And with sushi, it's more like, okay, I get 3 points here, 2 points here, and possibly 6 points here if I get another card like this.
Yep.
And you've really got to, and it's 10 seconds maybe 15 seconds that you have the cards in your hand. Like it's not like you sit there for 3 minutes and debate. It's like everybody looks through them. Okay, make a choice. Boom, pass them. You've got another deck coming right towards you.
Yep. It's easy. It is easy to fall behind if the table is moving quickly, and we usually play very fast.
Yeah.
There's been a few times we've gotten at the end and someone's been holding a card, an extra somewhere, and you're like, well, where'd this come from?
That they weren't supposed to have.
So somehow we keep messing that up. But maybe we need to slow down a bit and then not fly through the rounds.
I can say honestly though, I do not recall anybody saying so far that they have not enjoyed playing the game though.
No, and we've always played more than one game too. We haven't had anybody like
Oh
ask to
yeah.
move on. So I think it has been successful in our group of gamers, which isn't as easy as you'd think.
We have quite a wide variety, people who play a lot of games, and then newbies and people kind of in the middle.
Yeah, there is quite the group for being such a small community like we have. So all in all, would you suggest Sushi Go, Matt?
Oh yeah, easily.
I know you. I know you would.
It's just a great game to have on your shelf that you got a half an hour to kill. Want to think too hard, or you want to break the monotony up between some other games, or you just want to relax and have some fun. I can't think of any other game to go to.
I agree. Very fun. Good stuff. Enjoy it.
Was. I said we'll put a link to BoardGameGeek to their page on Sushi Go Party, and also a link to Amazon in the show notes, so you can go get your own copy.
So what do you want to play next time?
I don't know. It's a shame we don't have any Thanksgiving themed games.
Oh, that is true. I mean, do you want to play a quick one like this? Do you want to play a little bit more in depth? Let's play. I'll give you a choice. I've got two games that I've only played once.
Okay.
That I seem to enjoy both of them, but I've only played each one once, so I think we could give a good unbiased show on one of these. So it's Colt Express, which is on a 3D like cardboard model of a train, and you're moving along trying to collect gold bags and diamonds in the train cars, and there's a marshal that moves from train to train. Or we can play New York 1901, and it kind of plays like Ticket to Ride, where you have like this New York streets area broken down into different zones, and you get to draw these little skyscraper like layouts, and you play them on the board and draw the right cards to buy the colors, and it plays a lot like Ticket to Ride.
Let's go with New York 1901. That sounds interesting.
Okay. It is definitely interesting. We only got to play it the one time, but I definitely enjoyed it. But I don't know. It makes me question, did I really enjoy it? Because I only played it the one time. And that was like 2 months ago, so maybe I didn't. I don't know. I need to give it another whirl.
I suppose we'll find out very shortly, won't we?
We will. So that's for sure the next one. New York 1901 by Blue Orange Games.
You heard it here first. A world exclusive.
And I believe it's usually on sale on Amazon too. So if you'd like to grab a copy before the review,
we'll post a link to that also, so you can get the jump on us.
Get the jump. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to podcast live and we can talk as you're playing.
Maybe. Let's not get crazy.
We're not gonna go all in here. There's no guarantees anywhere.
We'll be aiming for that live podcast for November. And again, check the Twitter. If you're not, if you don't follow us on Twitter and Instagram, do that. And that'll be the most efficient way to get our updates on when the episode will be going live. And we'll send out a link on there. And even if you don't want to hear us live, you could definitely still follow us at Tabletop Life on both Twitter and Instagram to get game photos and lots of retweets of other interesting game-related news and just random cool stuff.
For sure.
And don't forget, you can always get the latest episodes of the Tabletop Life podcast and other cool stuff related to us at www.tabletopLifepodcast.com. And we're also available on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and we have a video version on YouTube that goes up usually a couple days after this broadcast.
Good show.
Good show. I think that's really all I got.
It was a quick one, but it's a quick and easy game, so what are you going to do?
I know. It's so good, though.
Yep. All right, well, I'm going to head out.
Alrighty. Until next time, game over.
See ya.